side of dual side. Oh, sorry, I think I just mentioned that the map is on Belcher Beach. That's obviously not the case. The second map took place on Belcher Beach, the second match. The third map is dual side, and at the left side we have, in the blue colors, FXO ASD, also known as Nuclear. The right side, his opponent, the Protoss player from Team Liquid, starting in red. This is Liquid Hero, and he lost against the mech army of his opponent. He lost against a really scary Thor composition with one Raven for the point defense drone, which didn't do him all that much good because the Stalkers were basically occupied the main base of the channel. Anyways, Hero now needs to win this game. This is Code A, the GSL Code A, and once again we want to thank our sponsors Razer, G-Skill and Sony Ericsson for making that league possible. The first gadget being placed down for Hero right now, and he needs to be really careful. He needs to scout quite well. On a map like Belcher Beach, we have seen a lot of Protoss players die to early aggression by the Terran player, and he needs to be really careful about that. The last match in this matchup that I casted on this map was Bomber against JYP, and the Terran player just took his Protoss opponent apart. So Hero needs to have a decent read on what his opponent is doing. Tries to get into the main base, but oh, the SCV trying to block that. That's not happening. So scouting now, not throwing down that second supply depot. Try to block that probe off, but it's just not getting some scouting information while the next SCV will probably supply that supply depot. Yep, here we go. The Marine is already on its way, and the probe is safely in the main base of the Terran player, so is able to scout that gas, is able to scout everything that's going on, getting a few information before that Marine is about to end the probe's life. That's a pretty unlucky probe right there. In the main base we have of the Protoss player of Liquid Hero, we have the Cybernetics Corp. Base down is on one gas right now. Looking at the probe, it's running right into the second Marine, being taken down. Now let's have a quick look at what ASD is up to. He's probably going for that factory again. And there's one SCV over there. I actually don't know what he's going to do with that SCV. Is he aware that he has one idle worker? Yes, he is. So he should either retreat with it or build something. I guess that he probably placed down that second supply depot before the SCV was in his main base, and therefore, thanks to the pathing, he just changed course. And there's the barracks going for the reactor. It looked a little bit weird. The barracks just trying to hover to the left. He pulled off probes, SCVs from gas. Is now just going for that reactor, is securing his base and getting an expansion, while the Protoss player is going for a Stargate play. Stargate by Hero, getting a second gateway at that. And I'm not too sure that's going to work, especially if ASD decides. Yes, ASD is choosing to get additional barracks, and this is a lot of potential Marines for ASD. I don't think that Hero will be able to deal all that much damage to his opponent's army if he's relying on air units. He might prove me wrong, but with that reactor and at the same time 2 additional barracks being built, I guess that all those Marines should be able to deal with that threat that the Stargate poses into the Terran forces, and he is deciding on getting Phoenixes. Or it would have been a little bit weird, he's getting Phoenixes right now. The Phoenixes are especially helpful if you want to prevent one-on-one push, if you want, for example, if you want just to take care of siege tanks, if you want to lift them up. We had a couple of months ago, there was on the European servers and strategies executed, for example, by players like Soccer on close air positioning maps like Shattered Temple and Metalopolis, where you would get 3 Phoenixes just in order to harass your opponent a little bit, trying to target down SCVs. They are light armored and get extra damage from Phoenixes. And you could also use that in order to lift the siege tanks of your opponent if you decide to push out with Marine tank and lay siege to your main base. So that took away a lot of the danger that that particular push posed to a Protoss player. Right now we have Hero with the Phoenixes just hovering above his opponent's main base, getting a decent amount of scouting information. Tries to take down that Neo, that doesn't work all too well. used up the energy on the graviton beam already, and that expansion is being placed down right now. Let's have a quick look at the harvester count. 30 probes against 29 SCVs, and now Hero is trying to get an expansion himself. We have, of course, the upgrade for Stim already halfway done, and at the same time those Phoenixes are just taking down one mule. One Phoenix dies in the process though, and the engineering bay now being built for ASD. Wants to get some turrets as well, and Hero is preparing for an attack. In his main base he has so far only 2 gates, is getting a bunch of stalkers, is trying to harass his opponent even further. There are 3 Phoenixes so far, 4 Phoenixes, 5 stalkers. The expansion is safe as there are a lot of marauders and marines, and here we go, lifting up the marauders straight away. He needs to pull some of those SCVs, trying to defend against that, targeting down that sentry right away, and Hero needs to be careful. Hero needs to be really careful. Stim is not done just yet, but we have the marauders with concussive shells and one of the stalkers. Oh my god, he's losing another one. He's losing another stalker to the concussive shells in the main base. All those Phoenixes are still trying to kill some of the units. He's taking out one of the marauders, but I actually think that Hero is in a lot of trouble right now. He has 53 supply against 70. We have the Terran forces with a Stim right now getting combat shield. Combat shield will finish in time. The Phoenix doing a good job at picking off the reinforcements, but there is not a lot of stuff for Hero. And there are the force fields, and the Phoenixes are being targeted down by the Marines. 2 of them, one of them is already dead, the second one about to die. The sentry is going down, as is Zealot. This is not looking good for Hero, not at all. Even if he is able to kill all those forces, he already lost a lot of mining time. He's behind in supply by a fair amount, and those Phoenixes don't have enough energy to lift off. There's finally another graviton beam, but the reinforcers for ASD trying to take down another stalker. A lot of pressure by the Terran player, and he's on 46 harvesters against 35. Has the better economy, especially with those mules, and Hero just in so much trouble. He doesn't have all too many units. He has 3 stalkers, has 4 Phoenixes, and now ASD is just getting more and more units. The +1 attacker grade is about to finish as well. In the main base we already have 3 barracks. He's building additional 2, and the Phoenix is trying to harass once more, but there are already missile turrets being placed down by FXO ASD, and he has such a significant lead in this game. If he loses, if he gets the chance to kill the next of his opponent, kill the natural, then this game might be over very soon. Oh, another volley at the Phoenix, but now Hero just trying to close the gap in supply, trying to get the edge of its opponent. 73 against 84 supply, and those Phoenixes taking down a lot of reinforcements, and ASD needs to be careful. He needs to get more units right away. He's going for double reactor and tech lab at those barracks. Let's have a quick look at the army and worker supply. 54 worker against 47, 37 army supply against 32, and the economy of FXO ASD is still a lot better. Hero is now trying to get a forge in order to get upgrades himself. He doesn't have any so far. Oh, he needs to be really careful. One of them already dying to the missile turrets, and now just trying to escape once again. Let's have a quick look in the main base of the Protoss player. There's a robotics facility being placed down, 1 forge, no upgrades whatsoever for the Protoss. So far, +1 attack for FXO ASD, getting the armor upgrade as well, and he is just building so many units, has already medivacs, is getting 2 additional ones. We have him on a 57 army supply against 45, and he needs to wait just a tiny little bit longer until he can push his opponent. Overuses Stim a bit to kill his opponent's Phoenixes, but not able to get a hold of them. 98 supply for Hero, 122 for the Terran player. Hero waiting with the forces. He doesn't have all too many of them. Doesn't have charge. There are the Zealots and the Stalkers. And here comes FXO ASD attacking his opponent right away using Stim. The force fields are being placed down, but a lot of the Zealots are already dead, and Hero is dropping in supply right now. The Phoenixes are coming in from behind, trying to deal with that pressure play. There are not enough Marines. There are not enough Marines to deal with that situation. But at the same time, look at the drones, at the probe that he's being able to take down. He might be able to kill that Nexus as well. This is looking horrible for Hero. ASD kills the expansion. 60 supply down. Wow, back to that by the FXO player in Liquid Hero after winning the DreamHack with 4-3 against Puma. After defeating Thorzane with 2-0 at IGN, he loses at the GSL Code A against FXO ASD. Well done by the Terran player, and Hero must be quite upset right now. I guess we're probably having a quick break before the next game is about to start. That is going to be Don Ragu against Lovesick, OGS against MVP, and then first map will be Daybreak. So we'll be back in a few seconds with our ZVZ. The players need to get ready first, and then we will start Don Ragu against Lovesick.